Welcome back to the Research Finance Education series. This video will explain why it is important to allocate research project expenses to the correct research activity. First, why is it important? Keeping research project expenses and funding in its own research activity is important when telling its financial story. It is much easier to consolidate your research portfolio than it is to tease out specific expenses and revenues after the fact. Moving funds while a study is ongoing is not allowed because it distorts the study financials when financial reporting is prepared. Financial reporting is done for both internal and external users. If a principal investigator portfolio is managed through only one activity, extra time from research finance and the study team is required to accurately prepare and clean the information for reporting and analysis. Consider the following situation. Scenario 1. Funding is received to Study 1 upon execution of agreement or completion of milestones. Expenses are received and charged to the study as incurred. This could be payroll, materials, or supplies. Since both revenues and expenses are reported to one activity, preparing a financial report and evaluating the financial health of the study is simple. All the work was done when the revenue and expenses were incurred. Benefits of Scenario 1. Internal and external reporting of a study or project is properly managed and easily reportable. Number 2. Absence of using a general research activity to house research projects avoids the need for Excel-based reconciliations. 3. Historical data of financial performance of a study or project is maintained. 4. Funds are earmarked for its specific purpose. Lastly, this avoids the risk of double counting or applying hours to a study, as our financial auditors will be reviewing this very closely. In addition to the ability to report quickly and timely when Scenario 1 is followed, Scenario 1 also ensures that there is a direct relationship between salary, material, travel costs, and the research project. The mentioned are a few sponsors who audit the financials of research projects and review the accounting records that we report to. If they see manual Excel adjustments or emails that suggest deviation from our accounting records, higher scrutiny will be placed during our audit, and stricter rules will be in place when we operate. That is why it is important to code expenses once correctly. Consider Scenario 2. Funding is received to one study upon execution of agreement or completion of milestone. Expenses are incurred and charged to the general activity. Revenues are moved to the general activity and expenses are kept in the general activity. Since revenues are moved out of Study 1 and into the general activity, we lose visibility and reporting ability. This will be an issue when reviewing the financial health of the study and reviewing trends. All funds and expenses are coded into one activity and visibility is blurred, as there is no differentiation on what fund or expense the cost belongs to. This will cause additional work from the RFA and the study team. As you can see from the result of Scenario 2, it is much easier in the medium and long term to follow the practice of Scenario 1. It may be challenging to remember all your activity numbers and expense codes, but an ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. The following is the life cycle of a research project or study and how the treatment of expenses are applied. Pre-award. A research activity is only created after the agreement is signed. If expenses are incurred prior to this, those expenses can be coded to a general activity as a temporary landing spot. Once the project activity is created, expenses are moved in when required and necessary. Post-award or post-agreement signature. During the life of the study, corresponding expenses and revenues are coded to the activity. If expenses need to be reallocated, that can be done. Funding is not moved out. End or closeout. If the research project is in a surplus position at the end of the study, funds can be moved out to a general research activity. If you have any questions about this presentation, please contact your research financial analyst or researchfinance@smh.ca. Thanks for watching.